Hey everybody, this is Denny.
And this is James from TeaDB for episode number 166. So what do we have today, Denny?
We got some Taobao. This is the Fengming 2015 Spring Gushu. It's a non-caked...
Actually, this was caked. I think they just broke it up.
No longer caked.
Yeah.
So it's not
sample,
matcha, but...
Yeah.
Young raw that James sent me home with. I tasted it. I thought it was really yummy, and now we're drinking it.
Yep. So for those of you who had questions about how we select teas for the show, Denny brought this home, thought it was good, and here we are with it. So this tea is from alltea.taobao.com, who were kind enough to send me a bunch of samples, also known as Jingjiatang. This is one of the young raw samples. If you guys remember, we reviewed a Sheila probably 4 or 5 months ago at this point that I also thought was quite good. So excited to start this. It looks like good leaf quality, especially for a Pu'erh.
Exactly. So it looks as if it hasn't been pressed, just because it's so fluffy and voluminous. Really.
Yeah. And there's really not much broken up leaves at all in what it did, which will help to control the bitterness.
It'll also speed up the brewing process and probably shorten the life cycle of the tea. The brewing cycle, the brewing life. What's the phrase for that?
I don't know.
The duration. TeaDuration.com.
Yeah. Look it up on Google.com. Synonyms.
So this was a tea that I drank and thought, wow, this is a great summer.
It smells wonderful.
Raw. It's got a great...
rich aroma.
Yeah, it's really sweet aroma. It's immediately... The tea has sort of shrunk down in volume a little bit because the leaves, which were originally just everywhere, kind of moistened. So I'm going to do just a second longer here.
So leaves have been hydrated, as Denny pointed out. And we got a little bit of high pour action, cool that beverage down a little bit.
Most definitely.
And so this is from 2015.
It's got like a really sweet baking spice, honey.
A little bit of nuts.
Yeah, walnutty. Maybe kind of a sweeter almond vibe going on. This will be a light steeping, but the nice thing about having the leaves be basically loose as opposed to pressed in a cake form is that they will brew up much more quickly. So we're going to get into the actual tea much more quickly.
Yep. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. So creamy immediately.
There's a light bitterness that courses through it, for sure. Getting some floral aspects as well. Creamy, as Denny said.
I don't know, it's not... I kind of like crisp teas in the summertime, but this isn't crisp, and yet it feels appropriate for some reason. So, I don't know. It's just really nice, sweet.
Getting a lot of florals and honey.
Yeah, I totally think it's a honey sweetness. It almost has a little bit of a green tea aftertaste.
Sort of like very refreshing in the mouth. Yeah, and I totally agree with Denny. This being a summertime tea. With Denny, you never know which hand is gonna pour, which hand is gonna do the thing. This guy is ambidextrous Gaiwan user, the fastest Gaiwan user in Seattle.
So they call me.
I don't know if that's true.
Gaiwan Chapin.
Yeah.
Fastest draw in the West. We edit that out? No? Alright.
We're gonna stay in there.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
It's getting rounder. It's getting... The body is really coming through now.
Yep. And I'd say this tea does a good job of balancing a lot of aspects. It's not extremely extreme.
No,
Extreme. No, it's not extreme in any aspects. It
Right.
has sort of like a light bitterness, a light sweetness to it.
But this is the kind of raw pu'erh that I think would be totally introducible. I think you could have someone drink this and they'd be like, wow, this tastes really different than any of the teas that I've had before. I've had some woo-wee, I've had some different oolongs, I've had some different green teas. This would be a good intro tea. It's sweet, floral, creamy. It's very accessible.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, but it's still very much a young raw.
And how do you think this compares with probably the young raw tea you've had the most, the pound cake?
I think this is a little bit. It's a little bit more bitter. It has a little bit more flavor going on. In terms of the creaminess, I think that the pound cake is a little bit more floral and a little bit more crisp.
Yeah, pound cake had loads of honey too, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it did. And they're very similar in that regard. How much leaf we're using right now, I don't know, 4 grams, 3 grams maybe?
That's what I guess, 3 to 4.
Aroma is wonderful.
Really nice soft leaves if you actually get in there and feel them.
Yeah, leaf quality is really good. Yeah, this is just a really...
Even more floral in there. I still get those sort of nutty vibes off of it.
And this is just a home run tea for me. It's not. It doesn't need to be wildly complex. It doesn't need to be super expensive. It's just tasty. It fits the category well, and it's a strange thing to judge tea based on it not having anything wrong with it. But in some cases, that's a good criteria. And so in this case, it is kind of balanced, and there's nothing spectacular or exciting about it, but there's also nothing like glaringly obviously wrong about it either. So just a good quality,
middle of the road,
yeah,
friendly tea.
Yeah.
So you drank through some pound cake, and so you've had the opportunity to drink that tea with other people and stuff like that. What's been your experience sort of introducing teas like this or young raw pu'erh to people?
Good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
People get it actually. They will actually enjoy this kind of a tea. So I was giving people pound cake in Colombia, and they liked it, which I was surprised by. So. But I think it's a testament to the sweetness of those teas. It's a testament to the friendliness of the palate itself. You're not going to have someone who's not familiar with tea be like, oh my god, I love the bitterness of this. It just doesn't happen. So you're going to... Yeah, so it's one of those teas that is accessible. This is also an accessible tea. And yeah, I think it tends to be a home run for most people. I don't know if there'd be anything... I mean, it's a little bit... It's got that like kind of gasoline, smoky earthiness.
So that strong, pungent nature that you get in raw pu'erh.
Exactly, yeah. And so I mean, it's totally characteristically raw. Pu'erh, you're not going to mistake that part of it. But you know, if that's okay, then yeah.
And it really stays in your mouth. And,
It really does. And actually, I thought that last steeping was the best one. It's just getting a little bit bolder with each steeping, and it'll probably die off at about 2, I think. 2 steepings, and then we'll get significantly less intense.
This tea will?
Yeah. But leaf quality is really pretty spectacular.
Yeah, leaves are very green still, which is expected. It's a nice looking leaf.
Yeah, and I mean, it's clearly not machine cut. It's really nice. Big old leaf. So... Yeah, I've really enjoyed this tea, drinking it. I've had a couple sessions of it, and hopefully you guys do too.
Yeah. So, Denny, where could someone find out more about tea?
Check out All Tea on Taobao. They are at alltea.taobao.com. You can also call them at 820... No. So check those guys out, because you're going to find some great deals on some teas that might be more premium. And, of course, you're going to have to wait 800 years to get them, but they're good.
Yep. we've reviewed a couple of their other teas, so if you are interested in ordering from them, you could comb the archives for a couple other recommendations from them.
Totally. And if you folks want to learn more about tea in general, check us out on TeaDB.org. That's TeaDB.org. Posting up episodes together once a week, and then just a ton of content in between. Instagram,
Twitter,
Facebook.
Do all that shit.
Do we Snapchat?
No, we don't Snapchat. Should we be Snapchatting?
No. Maybe?
Let us know, guys.
We'll see you guys next time.